One man, one Murloc, one giant angry badger. This is Blue Please. It begins now. Yes, indeed, folks. Welcome to Blue Please right here on CynicalBrit.com with myself, Total Biscuit. The date today is the 18th of Feb 2011. It is 2 minutes past 8 in the British Isles. It is 2 minutes... Okay, that was a nice love message for our Zerg listeners right there. And what that actually said was you can buy our exclusive t-shirts right now in your nearest hive, and it will only cost you 8 lava. 2 minutes past 9, Central European summertime. Even though it's not really the summer, it's crazy in Europe. The seasons make no sense. I walk over there. Literally, I actually walk over the sea. It's kind of... It's sort of a Jesus thing that got going on right there. Just walk over the sea, no problem at all. Walking on water, very, very easy. Walk over there and say, oh, well, look, it appears to be the middle of February, and suddenly sun and wonders and... Yeah. You never know. You never know. Central European summertime. What the hell am I thinking? You know what I'm talking about, folks. It is 3 minutes past 3 on the east coast of the United States. And I think we are listening to Blue Please, as far as I'm aware. Some people claim that 8 lava is quite expensive. I would say that you do not, in fact, have enough, 1, overlords, and you should spawn more, and 2, hatcheries and queens. If you had lots of hatcheries and queens and covered the entire map in creep, then 8 lava would be literally nothing. Besides, what are you going to spend those lava on? You're already supply capped. Simple as that. Spend it on wonderful t-shirts. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me at some point if Blizzard started implementing that into the game. Microtransactions, folks. DLC for StarCraft 2. Yes, indeed, you can reskin all of your Zerglings in these tiny little t-shirts that says Zerg Rule A-OK. Yes. It's true, and it will only cost you 300 imaginary Blizzard bucks, which is the equivalent of, yes, what is that? Yeah, $600 US. That sounds entirely reasonable. Indeed, we should do that. Sounds good, sounds good, sounds good. Well. What's been going on in the WoW world this week? Quite a lot. We're going to be covering that. We're going to be talking about the idea of the Dungeon Finder, and the fact that, no, actually, it's very mean to keep people out of your group, so we're going to stop you from doing that. Yes, indeed, we don't want any of that. Don't want any of that. Do I need to remind you that this is a shock jock show and you shouldn't take everything I say seriously? I certainly hope not. It is written all over the damn fricking show. How is that a difficult concept? Some people just don't... They just can't figure it out. I don't know what it is. You know, if I say stuff like that on Azeroth Daily, for instance, I would, yeah, absolutely expect you to actually take me seriously, because generally speaking, I'm reporting the news and providing comment. Things I say on this show, generally a little bit exaggerated. A pinch of salt doesn't really cover it. If I'm totally honest, it really doesn't. You need an entire mound of the sodding stuff. That would be a good idea. That would be a good idea. So yes, please, 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 do not take all of that seriously. I feel like I need to disclaim because of all of the new listeners we keep getting, even though those of you who've been listening to this show for years are well aware that most of the stuff I say should not be taken seriously at all. Yeah, it shouldn't. It's kind of like Glenn Beck, only Glenn Beck is taken seriously by morons. I'm hoping that there aren't any morons that take me seriously on this show, but as we've discovered in the past few days when it comes to podcasts, people will take literally anything seriously as long as it's said on a podcast, regardless of how accurate it happens to be. Not so useful a talent to have. Well. So we'll be talking about that. And also, I will tell you why I do not care about Rift and why I will never care about Rift. Because it's gotten to that point. Can you do Rift? Can you do Rift? No! I'm not doing Rift, and I'll tell you exactly why. I'll give you 15 minutes of why, and I'll link it nicely into WoW, and the fact that I never ever want to play anything like WoW ever again. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Also, individuality within World of Warcraft, rising from a recent complaint about the Armani Warband, the fact that you can no longer get it anymore. We're talking about the importance of individuality within WoW a little bit later on in the show, and what exactly that means for the game. And we'll cap with the show in the way that we usually do. Indeed. It will be, of course, as you might imagine, as you should be aware, the illusion of choice. Email into the Murloc@gmail.com. That is the Murloc@gmail.com. If you're interested in sending in a topic for the last 15 minutes of the show, I will, of course, pick through them, find one, and then, of course, I will go from there and talk about it for the last 10 minutes of the show. That's the way it's done. Yeah. So, a couple of announcements. Actually, is it just one? I suppose it's just one, yeah. No, actually, no, it's two. That's true. So, there will not be a Blue Please on the... I have to now check my Google Calendar. Don't worry, it's not next week, folks. It's a couple of weeks' time. I just need to make sure that I'm getting this right. I have to rely on Google Calendar to even remind me when the hell I'm doing things like, oh, I don't know, flying out of the goddamn country. Go, my Google Calendar. Organize my life. I rely on you. Please, tell me your ways. Explain to me how I should live. Show me how to live, indeed. Oh, good. What the sod is this? Right, okay, that's not that at all. Oh, yes, there we go. Friday, the 11th of March, I will not be doing a Blue Please because I will be in Sweden. I'm flying over to Sweden, and no, there's really not a chance for a meetup, if I'm totally honest, simply because of the sheer amount of time it's going to take to not only get there, but get everything done. Also, I'm going to a fairly remote area. I'm going to have to actually try and find out exactly what the name of this area is. I have difficulty pronouncing it. It's that bad. I am flying through Stockholm, but then I'm flying up north to somewhere else. Yeah. And that makes things just a little bit difficult. The reason that I'm going to Sweden is that I'm going to Arrowhead Studios to go and see the guys who made Magicka, and we're going to be recording a very lengthy developer commentary of the game. You know, the kind of way that they do things... Hopefully you do, anyway. The way that they do things with DVDs, and you have this long producer commentary over the top of the entire movie. We're going to try and do the same thing, but we're going to be doing it with the whole game. It's going to be live streamed, and if you miss the live stream, all of this is also going to be available on my channel when I get back from there. The place I'm going to is Skellefteå, I think. Skellefteå? Something along those lines. Yes. So I'm flying up to Skellefteå from Stockholm, and I'll be visiting the Arrowhead Studios. It will only be there for a couple of days. Yes, a couple of days. So I don't know if there's any of you guys actually around Skellefteå. Perhaps you are, perhaps you're not. If you are, cool, we'll try and arrange something. But it is, as far as I'm aware, fairly out of the way. So it seems fairly unlikely. But those of you who are in Sweden and we're looking for that meetup, that's probably going to be happening around DreamHack Summer. I will be at DreamHack Summer. I can guarantee in what capacity. I do not actually know. But, I will be there. Also, next week is, well, the holiday that I said and promised I would take. Whether or not a show will happen, I don't know. It's the thing that I like to do every 3 or so months. We tend to have a big gathering at my place for the weekend, and sometimes that results in vendor strike. It may also result in vendor strike this time around. I don't know. I just don't know. It might not. We will see. I can't promise anything, just bear that in mind, and that's on the 25th of Feb. But we'll see what we can do. I may either pre-record a show, or we might just do something anyway. We'll see. And, yes, the collab. The collab, folks. The collab. Collaboration with Yogscast is indeed Magicka. And that's going to be airing tonight. The first episode will air tonight. It will go on my channel about half an hour to an hour or so after the show ends. Obviously, I can't say exactly because, 1, upload times, and 2, hey, YouTube might decide to process it. Whatever the case, that will be where the first episode appears, and the second episode will happen over the weekend on the Blue Zephos channel. Don't worry, this is all easily explained at the end of the first video. It'll be very easy to find, you don't have to worry. We're hoping to make several more of these, so we'll see how that turns out. I've done the editing on it. I think it's pretty funny. I hope you guys think it's pretty funny. We will see. Now, I've also been told that it is pronounced Skellefteå. Skellefteå? Yes, Skellefteå. Someone said, oh, it's not this, it's this. It's like, I can't pronounce that. How is it you pronounce that? T-I-A-U? That's nothing. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't help at all. Nicholas Hansen tells me about that. Indeed. Okay, folks, I've blathered on enough with the announcements and all that good stuff. It is, as far as I'm aware, time for this.
Mail time! That sounds like it's mail time! Here's the mail.
It never fails.
It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes,
I want to wail.
Yes. Yes, folks. Yes. It is the mail time. It is the time where we read the mail. Yes, that too. Also, can people in the channel actually use their frickin' brains? When I say it's going to be on my YouTube channel, you don't ask, is it gonna be streamed somewhere? No, it's gonna be on the YouTube channel, you dumb brick! Oh my god! How clear can I be? I can imagine you at a party. Seriously. Dude, bro, and dude. Someone says very clearly, the party is going to be at 7 p.m. at this exact location. And someone says, will the party be in Finland next week? Oh, this isn't even about Occam's razor, but I tell you for a fact, if I were there, I would take Occam's razor to your face. Oh my god. Anyway, this one comes in from... Which one should we do? I've only got time for one of these. This one's probably more informative, and I think the other one is kind of treading old ground, so we'll go with this one. Dizzy B! I got banned today for being hacked. This comes in from Samuel. I understand the ban, but how could my account get hacked this easily? I had a very safe password of 12 numbers and digits, and now, while my account is recovering, I'm wondering how can a billion-dollar company like Blizzard let its accounts get hacked this easily? Now I know why people buy the Authenticator, but I don't think it's fair for the victims to buy an Authenticator. Why doesn't Blizzard just send one after an account was hacked for compensating for their lack of security? I know the mobile ones exist, but I prefer my old cell phone. I'm not interested in a smart one, so I am obligated to buy an Authenticator. I don't mind the €5, I just don't think it's fair. What's your thought on the matter? On the matter, I assume you mean. On the matter, should Blizz take its responsibility or should the consumer pay for it? A bank also gives an authenticator with an online account. Why can't Blizz? It's not like they don't got the money. Well, for one thing, I know very, very few banks that actually do give an authenticator with their online account. I've had mine for... how long have I had my bank account? Yes, a decade, and mine doesn't have an authenticator. Yeah, it's got some other security measures, but it doesn't have a damn authenticator. I don't know what the hell you're talking about there. You know, that some banks might. And also probably because it's a video game, and you're losing virtual pixels that can be fairly easily recovered as long as you're patient enough to do so, as opposed to losing hundreds of thousands of pounds or dollars or euro or sec or whatever the hell. Yeah, your entire livelihood is ruined if somebody cleans out your bank account. If somebody cleans out your World of Warcraft account, it's just going to give you a little bit more free time for a week while they sort it out. So that is probably the first reason, because it's not that serious. Secondly, it's not Blizzard's fault that you got hacked, any more than it is the bank's fault if you leave a piece of paper lying around with your damn credit card information on it and somebody just happens to pick it up and use it. Security starts at home. It starts with the user. That's the thing that you've got to bear in mind. You got hacked because you got keylogged. Why did you get keylogged? Because your security on your computer was not good enough. You were not running NoScript. You were not running things like Microsoft Security Essentials. You weren't running an adware program. You probably didn't even have a firewall. You were going to sites where that kind of thing is frequent. All of these things, all of the above, you are not taking care of your own security. Yes, it's still wrong that somebody keylogged you, but it's like leaving all your doors open at night and then being surprised when someone walks in and nicks your goddamn TV. Security started home. It is not Blizzard's fault that you got hacked. They didn't break into the servers of Blizzard and specifically go after your account. Are you crazy? It doesn't work that way. If that kind of level of compromising of the security had happened, then yeah, you'd have every right to be pissed off, as would every other person within the WoW subscriber base, because Blizzard blatantly has not got their security in check. But that's not what happened. There was not a mass breach of Blizzard's servers. All of those encrypted passwords and stuff are kept in an encrypted state. Even if they got them, they'd be bloody useless anyway. Hell, that happens on forums and blogs, and those are maintained by individuals. All of that stuff is encoded and encrypted. Do you really believe that Blizzard would just leave that stuff out in the open? No, they did not hack Blizzard servers. They didn't even hack you per se. They keylogged you. That's your fault. The Authenticator is offered as an additional layer of security that is, I might add, not necessary if your security is in a good state, but it certainly helps. Again, stuff like, say, zero-day exploits and things like that, which your security might not be able to handle. But let's be honest, the reason you were hacked was not as a result of a zero-day exploit, it was because of your own ignorance. So bear that in mind. Is life fair? No. Was it your fault? Yeah. Okay, folks, a couple of tracks from Firefly coming in right here. The big bar fight. Yes, indeed. Enjoy.